If you just go to 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
Cheers.
Cheers to you at home.
Clink, clink.
Happy New Year! Oh, we did it. We're at 2023. We did it. Wishing everybody at home an incredible 2023. Whatever your resolution is, I hope it brings you health and happiness. Right, Adam?
We want to thank everybody here in the studio, behind the scenes. Thank you at home for watching us in 2022. 2023 is going to be so exciting.
Yes.
From Michelle and I, sending you all of our love and best wishes. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're going to send it off to Suzanne.
A new year begins.
Cheers, Suzanne. Happy New Year. Okay.
And cheers to you guys, and cheers to you, and happy brand new year. What are we gonna do in this new year? Well, it's funny, I was with some dear friends of mine earlier tonight having dinner, and we all had one word we had to pick of what our new year was gonna be about, and I said healthier. And I think that's something we should all really consider. How do you become healthier in the new year? Well, we've got a phenomenal first. After 25 years of the Teeter inversion table being on HSN, tonight for the very first time ever, we have the latest model at the lowest price, and it's the first time. It's our today's special. How cool is that? All right, Riley's here. We're gonna get busy and talk about it. Let's jump into a brand new deal, and it starts right now.
The back problems really started when I did a long road trip. When you're in constant pain, it definitely has a significant impact on your ability to deal with little kids that are running around. You can't deal with stress as easily.
I just wanted him to be better and be back to himself and back to being a vibrant part of our family. His pain had an effect on his relationship with the kids, and that was hard to watch.
A friend of mine introduced me to Teeter. As soon as I got on it, it was relief. It felt amazing.
The net benefit of him using the Teeter to our family is just unbelievable.
I'm like a spokesperson for the Teeter. I tell everybody I know.
And I honestly couldn't be more excited than to launch this tonight for the very first time. It's the latest model of course, the famous inversion table. Do you know this is the only inversion table we've ever put on the air in 25 years? We've never chosen another brand because this represents the very best, and it is so incredibly good for you. Now, I wanted to start the presentation out with reading something that I think is a blockbuster. And I want you to hear this. It's a little long, but hang with me because I think it really gets to the point of what a lot of us are dealing with, including yours truly. But here we go. This is and includes the Teeter decompression devices. They're indicated for temporary relief, listen to this, of back pain, muscle tension, degenerative disc disease, spinal degenerative joint disease, spinal stenosis, herniated disc, spinal curvature due to tight muscles, sciatica, muscle spasms, and facet syndrome. Guys, look at this. If we're talking back pain, if you're just talking about tension, if you're talking about muscle, degenerative disc, all of this, you can actually get help by addressing it with doing inversion. For me, this is a must-have in your household. I can't tell you how many hosts here have one because we all believe so strongly in it. Now, we're gonna take you through the newest model, and believe it or not, in 25 years, this is the lowest price we've ever done on a Teeter inversion table. And right now is the perfect time to get it, make that investment, because your life will not just change a little bit, it will dramatically change. Well, joining me, I'm very excited, the CEO of the Teeter Company. She's also the daughter of Roger Teeter, who we love so dearly. Riley Teeter's joining me. Hello.
Hey, Happy New Year.
And to you. I'm gonna have to take this off for now, but what a fun start. And honestly, this is a funny story. So I came in, I said, Riley, we have had to have done the Teeter Today special in 25 years. And she said, nope. She said, this is the very first time, and I love it. You guys are giving us the latest model and the lowest price we've ever done.
In 25 years, can you believe that?
No,
I mean,
I can't.
It is the perfect New Year's item, right? I mean, what better way? So many people have the New Year's resolution, like you do, to get healthier. And this is an easy way to do it because it only takes 3 to 5 minutes. That's all, not any more time than it takes to brush your teeth, and you can recover your health of your spine if you have back pain, if you have bad posture, if you just just are aching, muscles aching. This is a great way to get the health back in your spine, the balance back in your step, and get out there and do the activities that you're really wanting to do in 2023.
Well, you know, and here's what's interesting to me. Again, I love this. So it's a registered Class 1 medical device. That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. I mean, out of 42 years in business, FDA in the last decade came forward and gave us this classification. And really, it goes to show how effective this product is. I mean, the fact that we're talking about herniated discs, bulge discs, sciatica, degenerative disc disease, facet syndrome, so many different types of back pain. And one product is able to target that. Now, we're not talking about just covering up the symptoms. Like, I mean, a lot of things, you're taking something, your back's still screaming, you're just silencing it. This is real relief that is going to the cause. Like, if you have the pinched nerve, like sciatica, it's going to take the pressure off. It is real relief. The back stops screaming because the nerve is no longer under pressure. So this is something that we're really proud of, obviously. It's like so many different types of back pain that is helped naturally, non-invasively, in your own home, and in just 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I love that you said too, a lot of people say, oh, I've got this ow and this hurt and this what have you, and then guess what? You pop the pills,
Right.
And again, that's just, I have an interesting conversation with my friend Karen on this tonight. That's just masking everything. You're not actually directly dealing with it. That's why this is such a game changer. Now, here's what we're doing. Also, I think it's important to realize, and we've got a lot to go through, that we have only had this version on the air because there's a lot of different ones out there, and quite frankly, they have incredible testing that's gone into this. They have absolutely are the leaders when it comes to quality, and we have an exclusive offer you can't find anywhere else. I mean, this is just for you watching us today, and it's a limited time on the offer. Now, I do want to point out a couple options early on. 5 flex pays. Right now, if you have a major credit card and you could be brand new to HSN, we're talking about $50 and you pay it off in 5 months. You have 30 days to try it out, which is great, so you can really get it at home, see for yourself if you love it, and if you don't, you can still send it back for a refund. But let's get into how it works, and really, let's take a whole tour and talk about all the great benefits of using this.
Well, as you said, quality is number one. This is UL safety certified, so this has a 300 or 400% safety factor, and you can just jump on it knowing that you're going to be safe, have confidence in it. Now, it's easy as 1, 2, 3, and we put that on the product. So let me actually just jump off real quick. The first one is set your height. So I am 5'6". This is how easy it is. You just slide it, find your height, lock it in. Step 2, preset your maximum angle of inversion. So if you know you don't want to go to full inversion, you can set it to a nice gentle angle. And the last thing you have to do is number 3, lock in your ankles. So you're just going to slide those ankles in here, and you can see that we have wrap around ankle support. So there's soft foam on the inside and then firm outer for security. Now from here, you're just going to lay back. When you set the height, half your body weight's on one side of the pivot point and half your body weight is on the other. So it's just the weight of your arms that's rotating the table. So actually, as I was getting mic'd, the girl that was doing it was like, it seems really interesting, but I'm scared I would get stuck. And I said, it's really simple, honestly. You move your weight headward, you go into inversion. You move your weight footward, and you come out of inversion. Now, if you put your hands at your side and you don't come all the way back upright, just bend your knees ever so slightly. You are in complete control, and it just feels great.
And it's so easy. And again, it's only a couple of minutes a day. Really, it is, to me, such a game changer. For such a little amount of time, the results you're gonna get. And here's what's amazing. I mean, if you're in a lot of pain, that's miserable. And you know, it's miserable all the time. Like right now, I play a ton of tennis, and I just am like, got a lot going on. And I know absolutely that inversion for me would be the answer. I really do. Right. From all the things I know and all the things I have going on right now, it's that kind of thing. And you know what? that pain never really ends. You're always kind of seem to be stuck with it. But imagine if, even if it gave you 5 minutes of relief, it gave you 10 minutes of relief, or ultimately gave you true relief, wouldn't it be worth trying it? I think that's one of the big things, Riley, too, is people do look at it and they think, oh, wow, I've heard about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm a little scared, what have you.
Yeah.
Do not be. Now, in fact, if you have the Teeter inversion table, and we know we've sold millions over 25 years, we would love for you to call us and tell us how much you love it. So we're gonna pop a number up there for you. So give us a buzz, and really, if you're at home and you're like, hey, I love mine, if it's changed your life, please share your story, but because sharing your story really will influence so many others, and it's such an important thing for people to understand, especially if you are suffering from that big long list that we just did. Or let's say you're in really great shape, but you're really stiff, you don't have a lot of mobility in your body. This is unbelievable for flexibility. It's fabulous for balance. The list just goes on and on of the benefits of inverting. Some of the top athletes in the world use inversion, not because their backs are all messed up, it's because it is so highly beneficial for your entire body. You know, it's funny, Riley, look, I'm on my soapbox.
I love it.
It's physically amazing, and it's mentally amazing.
Yes.
Like what it does to you, 360 inside out, outside in, is absolutely a life changer. All right, so give us a call if you've got it. We'd love to hear from you. I want to show you the value that Riley and her team have put together. This is unprecedented. I almost didn't believe it myself. I thought in 25 years we had to have done a Today's Special. I've been here 18 of the years talking about this, but no, we haven't. This is the latest model. You're getting the newest model, and you're getting the lowest price in 25 years. Now, here's what they did. The table itself is $329. There's a 5-year warranty that comes with it. Riley and her team have doubled the warranty. That's a $40 value. You now get a 10-year warranty on this piece, which has been tested. When we get into the testing on the strength of this, it's like they easily could give you a 10-year warranty because they're so confident that you will be using this for years and years and years to come. So you buy it once, it's not like you have to replace it down the line in a couple years or it goes out of date. You know, it's gonna be there working for you whenever you want to jump on it and use it. All right, I'm sorry, Rocky, what did you say, my love? Oh, you want to set up Bob for us?
Yes,
great.
absolutely. Bob is a golfer, and you were talking about tennis. Golf is also one-sided and rotational. This is really hard on your spine, but it also is a sport that requires a lot of flexibility. So what do you do when you have back pain and you're stiff is you don't play golf very well? Well, Bob found his answer.
I love to golf. I walk 18 holes of golf every Sunday. I was hurting all the time. And golf was a chore. I wasn't hitting the ball that well. I saw the Teeter commercial and I saw one of the guys saying, you know, he inverts and he gets out and he plays. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. After like 10 or 12 days, I was fully inverting and I'm flexing on it. And I'm like, wow, you know, it's giving your spine a mini vacation because you're taking all that pressure off of it, letting it stretch out. It's given me a lot of motion back. My pain is reduced. My outlook is great. And I'm hitting the ball the best I've hit since I've been playing golf, you know, since I was 30. I'm jazzed. I'm just, you know. Every Saturday we take the grandkids for like 5 or 6 hours, and pretty much anything they want to do, I can keep up with them. And that's huge. I mean, that's quality of life. That's big stuff. You can't buy that. I mean, and that's what you want to do. Teeter helps me lead the physical life I want to live. I don't just endorse stuff unless it's made a big change in my life, and this is one of the things that's made a big change in my life.
I love what he said too, Riley. He doesn't just endorse stuff. And again, if you're living what I call kind of a half-life right now, because again, it's just so painful for you to walk, to move, to go upstairs, just to get up out of bed in the morning and you're like, ow, 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 what is going on? Or how many of you literally crawl out of bed, you're on your hands and knees, and you slowly kind of work your way up? That's not aging. That's not the way life is supposed to be lived at all, actually. And this, to me, is such an exciting answer tonight. Okay, so Riley, I'm going to do it myself, obviously, to show everybody as well. But let's get into some more details. What do you want to go after next?
I really want to go into how easy it is.
Yes.
I love that you're on the table because you are given all the background on why somebody should do it, because it's absolutely true. I mean, if you are thinking about this, get online and read the reviews. They are incredible. I was doing it today and just reading through all these stories, people that were scared, who'd watched a lot of shows and then finally got it and they said, you know what, I didn't even realize how bad I felt until I started to feel better, right? And the freedom of having something in their home when they're aching that they can go to and find real relief. There's a lot of power in that. So I absolutely want people to understand that, but also understand how easy this is, that you can do this. Like this is, you're strapped in.
Yep. I adjusted my height earlier, so we have it for my height.
Right.
And then you bend down, you just pop this in. These are extremely comfortable, by the way. If you guys are thinking, oh man, that's gonna really take a toll on my ankles, they're very, very comfortable. And you feel very well balanced and sturdy. By the way, it's a 300 weight pound limit.
Yes.
So up to 300 pounds can use this, so feel confident in it. And then the easiest part is you just literally, now I also have my tether pretty short. So you're gonna see, I'm not going back as far as Riley did, nor the other gals. So you'll see mine, but this is where I'm comfortable at it, right here. Right? So I'm here, and here's what's amazing. Talk about the effects even at this short position.
Right, exactly, because you don't have to go to full inversion to get all of the benefits. Even at this gentle angle, you are getting decompression. So what that means is that you're using the same body weight that's compressive while upright to decompress every single joint. So the small joints in your neck are being decompressed by your head, and the lumbar spine is being decompressed by your entire torso weight. And what this does is something really special, is it targets back pain in 4 different ways. First, you're stretching and relaxing tense muscles. So if you have muscle spasms or just aching muscles in your shoulders, anywhere, it starts to release that tension. It also realigns the spine. This is a huge one. Normally that's an appointment you're driving away for, and this actually goes and pulls. Just think of like a tangled necklace. You hold one end, you pull the other, and it straightens out. That's what we're doing with the spine. And then as it stretches, the discs are rejuvenated with moisture because they don't have a blood supply. They rely on the moments when the pressure is off of them to absorb the nutrition that they need to be healthy. And so think about that. Most of the time you're upright or sitting and you have pressure on you. So the discs are losing nutrition and moisture. That's all day long. And then when you go to bed at night, of course, they are able to recover and get the nutrition that they need. By using the Teeter regularly, all you're doing is giving your discs that extra few times to get the recovery that they need. So that if you're somebody with that degenerative disc disease or sciatica or herniated disc, the disc is getting that relief and that targeted nutrition boost that it needs to recover and rejuvenate.
And it just feels good. Do you notice how I was laying back there? I'm like, I'm just gonna stay back here for a little bit too. And again, you know, if you've got sciatica, man, I'll tell you what, that starts in your lower back and shoots down your legs. And it is really, you know, what's funny is if you're taking stuff to mask it and then the next morning it comes back and you have it again, you're getting zero relief. And what's interesting is I find we say, oh, temporary this, temporary that. Well, my analogy is we brush our teeth. That's only temporary. That's why we have to do it twice a day, right? But we know the great long-term benefits. Think of this exactly like that. Yes, we call it temporary, but remember, just like brushing your teeth, you're gonna get that accumulative results. You're gonna get that long-term results because you're using it on a regular basis.
And I love that analogy because so much like that, inversion, if you are doing it early, like you don't brush your teeth after you get the cavity, right? You are brushing and you are maintaining the health of your teeth. By inverting, you're not just targeting the back pain that you may or may not have, you are preventing back pain because you're being proactive. Right. You are correcting posture, which can be a cause of pain. I mean, think about it. So many people have poor posture. Guess what that does? It puts high points of pressure because when your head's forward, have you ever seen that where they do the drawing where they show like this is your head is 10 pounds when you have it on your shoulder,
and then
it's like 25 pounds, right, as it goes out. And that puts a high point of pressure onto the disc. We do the same thing. We tend to roll our hips back. Women do that as we wear high heels or, you know, all sorts of different postures, whether you're slouching in a chair, puts a high point of pressure in a disc and makes it very susceptible to damage or thinning out, and that will pinch a nerve. That will cause pain. So correcting and improving your posture is a huge benefit. It not just functions better, it looks better. In fact, they're always talking about, you know, if you stand up straight, you lose visually 5 pounds, right?
Right.
There's a big difference between
slumping
this
over
and
really being
this.
upright. And again, that's going to improve it. Another thing too, if you have anybody who sits at a computer all day long or sits at a desk all day long, whether they currently have back pain or they have troubles or they don't, you say, well, they're doing okay, but they're slumped over. Trust me, it's going to result in bad results down the road. So for me, anybody who sits for work all day long, absolutely 100% must have this. I don't care if they're 22 years old, right? And they're in the peak of shape. That is so damaging for us to be sitting all day. If you're sitting in a chair at home and you're watching a ton of television, again, all of this takes its toll. And of course, as we get older, I think we feel it more and more and more. But here's an amazing answer. Tonight, because you happen to be channel surfing, maybe you're supposed to see this show with me and Riley. Maybe this is what you've been looking for and you're like, oh my gosh, I've tried everything. Maybe you're trying to think about doing something pretty darn dramatic. Before I would do anything really dramatic, I would absolutely try this. If it doesn't work, you can send it back. It's okay, we'll refund your money. But imagine if you could avoid having to gobble down all those meds or being able to avoid something maybe even more dramatic than this. I would 100% try this because having to do the alternatives are not really something any of us want to have to face. And if this can even give you 10 minutes of relief, isn't it worth it? And then think about that accumulative results, just like brushing your teeth. Yeah, that's temporary because you're gonna eat food and you're gonna go throughout the day, but we know the long-term great benefits. That's why we brush our teeth a couple times a day because we all know we need to do it. It's the exact same theory, really, and same habit you'd get when you're using this. Now, we have a doctor we wanna introduce. So who's this we're about to see?
Okay, this is Dr. Long and Dr. Fryer. So Dr. Long is actually a neurologist.
Wow.
Yeah, so at a top university, he's recently retired. But I mean, this is the breadth of doctors that we have, from neurologists to spinal surgeons to chiropractors that advocate for our product because it really, I mean, in fact, Ebony was just telling me our new model, it's her first time here with us. And I said, oh, have you ever inverted? I mean, I met her out on set before we went on and she said, well, I've only done it once at my chiropractor's office. And I was like, oh yeah, of course. I mean, so
Makes
there's
sense.
a lot of strong support from the medical community.
So please watch this.
So when you decompress, there is a lengthening of the spine. And by doing so, with a greater disc height, you've got more room for the nerves, there's less compression with the facet joints, and the spine is just much happier.
For the past 53 years, I've been a neurosurgeon with a major interest in chronic pain and dealing with many patients with back pain. Most patients tell me if they use their Teeter inversion table on a regular basis, they simply feel much better. No one has to do anything to you, and I think it's a very natural way to deal with the problem.
Yeah, some of the top experts, they really do. And a really interesting story too, you might have seen in some video, Riley's dad, Roger, he introduced this and he had gone through some really, really serious stuff in his life. And up until the day that, you know, he went to, you know, heaven, he was one of the most fit men I've ever seen. And he was such a great example of continually doing this. Again, what those accumulative long-term benefits are. If you've ever seen him in the past, you know he used to do this cheerleading jump, and I would always marvel. It's amazing. And up until, again, and unfortunately when he passed away, he was incredibly energetic. He had this sense about him. He had this passion about him.
Yeah.
He loved playing with all his grandkids, and he was skiing. I mean, actively skiing. I couldn't imagine skiing at my age, let alone when Roger was skiing. I always marveled at your dad. And it's his passion and now your passion that continues in this product and why it's been so successful.
I mean, it really was his love. He had injured his back in his 40s, excruciating pain. And he tried everything, like so many people do. I mean, you're desperate for relief. And he was introduced to inversion because this is not a new concept. It's actually been around since 400 BC, the time of Hippocrates. And he was introduced to it, and he said, as an engineer, there's got to be a better way, right? Because back then they were using the gravity boots, and you would grab a bar and have
hook
to
'em.
hook, and it was full inversion, and then help you when you were ready to get out, right? So you had to be strong. And so he started this with my mother and my uncle and my grandfather in our garage. And
42 years ago.
yeah, 42 years ago. And he would put these in a van and drive around and pitch them out the back. And it was really word of mouth, because I really encourage you, read the testimonials. I know there's not any on this product because it's brand new, but our older version inversion table is still on HSN, and you can check out the 471 reviews there. I think it's almost a 5-star. I mean, almost a perfect 5-star.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so read through those. But what happens is he was, sell one, and then that person would end up selling 3, 4, 5, because it works. And when it works, and you've had back pain that you've been suffering with for so long, you are telling everybody. Yeah. So
you shout it from the roofs.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah,
Because there's an answer.
the differences the advances that we've made in the product through our 42 years are pretty substantial. This is our 560. It is very easy to use. I mean, 1, 2, 3, as they're showing you. Set the height, set the angle, lock your ankles, and you just lean back. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah. We've included all these great upgrades with the product. You are getting the wraparound ankle supports. You're getting the precision balancing. I mean, look at that. You're in complete control. You put your arms at the side. You come back up. The Comfort Track bed rest. This is huge because we use a firm surface. This is not the gimmicks. When we got popular, actually, the competitors came out with foam beds. Yeah, and I mean, those competitors, just so you're aware, we are the only US designed and engineered brand in the market. But they decided to come out with inversion tables, and you're not gonna believe what they did. They put foam on the bed, which, I mean, you've seen the animation where the person stretches out. All the benefits are in the back stretching out. That's how you get the alignment and the decompression. Now imagine putting foam on the slide at the kids' playground, right? They'd all just sit at the top, right? They're not gonna slide anymore. And that's what happens when you put foam on an inversion table. It's great on your mattress, nice and squishy, you sink in, but on an inversion table, it really hampers the benefits. So we have a very specialized decompressive surface, and this helps us be the only brand that is FDA registered for those 10 back pain conditions, right?
Only one,
because this one facilitates the benefits. Now we also add in some really cool features. We're talking about FDA. This is huge. These are the 10 different conditions which the Teeter is indicated for. So if you have back pain, sciatica, that can be excruciating. That's running down your leg, burning, numb pain. But you can also have pinched nerves anywhere. You can have them in your neck. And this is gonna help with that spinal degenerative joint disease. That's the same as osteoarthritis, spinal curvature due to tight muscles, muscle tension. I mean, who doesn't have muscle tension, right? Herniated disc, you might have heard that as a slip disc, a bulge disc, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, facet syndrome, and muscle spasm. And again, the reason it's able to deal with so many different types of back pain is because when you invert, it uses your body weight, it stretches out the spine. And as you stretch, the spine realigns, the muscles relax, the discs are rejuvenated because they're finally without pressure on them. They can absorb the nutrition that they need because they don't have a blood supply. They need the moments when the pressure's off to get the nutrition that they need. And when the discs get rejuvenated, they get to their full height capacity because they're always changing their heights based off of what you're doing. If you're sitting all the time, they get really thin, and when you're laying down, they start to recover.
But I do want to add this. If you think, well, I'll just go lay in bed, that helps, it does not. I mean, ultimately, you need to invert to get the full benefits of inversion. A lot of people make that mistake. They're like, well, maybe I'll just lay around a little bit more. Well, yeah, you can go to bed and wake up next morning and go, oh, daggone. Oh, there's that pinch again. Oh my gosh, it hurts so bad. What's going on?
That's because there's still pressure because of the muscles and ligaments in your spine. When you're laying down, you need the stretch. That's really where the magic comes, is the pull gives you the realignment, gives you the decompression in the discs, and that rejuvenates them.
Riley, I do want to show, because in our package, you guys get exclusive extras that you normally wouldn't get as a part of the deal. And unfortunately, I apologize, we haven't gotten to it yet because there's so much to talk about. But let's go over the extra things that are included and why, really.
Right, because our bed is specifically designed to facilitate the benefits, to bring you real relief in your muscles, in your realignment. We have, like I said, this specialized surface, but we also have these really great accessories. Now, this is called our lumbar bridge. You fit it into the slots on the bed, and as you can see, there's a bunch of different slots, and that allows you to get the right height of it in the right placement. And what I like to do is set it down low. And what this does is it basically creates kind of a bumper for your butt, a stop for your hips. And this is critical in you finding relief, because most of the time, back pain is associated with your hips being twisted or out of alignment. And you probably know this if you've been to a chiropractor, because the first thing they do is they lay you down and they kind of look at your legs. Yeah, because your legs aren't actually different lengths, but they can appear that way if your hips are out of alignment. So the first thing we want to do is realign those hips. So because this is square, it helps square the hips, and then we decompress the spine off of that. So here will the arch will help facilitate that decompression in the lower lumbar. And then you're getting these acupressure nodes. Now this is tracks in the bed. You get 8 nodes. There's 4 different heights, and you get 2 of each, and you just line them up. I typically just have 1, and I put it right on the shoulder here. It gets it. I like the big one, and I'm like, oh, that hurts so good.
That's the spot. Yeah.
Yes.
I totally understand that. Yeah. All right, guys, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little quick break, then we're going to come back. We're going to share even more with you. So stay with us. And right now, we are really busy for this. So happy New Year and a healthier New Year. If you are suffering from a lot of issues, especially when it comes to flexibility, how about balance? How about energy? How about mental health? How about your spine? Oh, that owie, that's any of those things you saw on the list. This is the only inversion table out there that's going to help address those. And it's been okayed by the FDA for us to say that, which is really, really remarkable, because all the rest out there are a lot more expensive, and they're not allowed to say that, but we are. More coming with Riley in just a second.
Celebrate the new year with a whole weekend of new on HSN. New looks and fashion from actress and designer Jacqueline Smith.
You're going to love this.
New jewelry from Absolute. Plus, all new workout essentials, including footwear from fitness expert Denise Austin.
Let's get fit for the new year.
For everything new, watch Into the New, January 7th and 8th on HSN.
Shopping is easier than ever with the HSN app. Turn on notifications to get shipping updates, exclusive offers, and alerts on your favorite products sent straight to your phone. Now you can share all your fabulous finds with your friends right from the app through Facebook, text, and more. Save your favorite products all in one place. See it, heart it, save it. Download the app for Apple or Android devices by searching HSN app on hsn.com.
Well, Happy New Year. I'm Suzanne Runyon. Riley Teeter's with me. She's the CEO of the Teeter Company, and she's the daughter, of course, of Roger Teeter, who founded the company. What are we talking about? Inversion. Guys, I'm going to show this again because you might be channel surfing. Maybe you just saw the ball drop and you're like, oh, I'm going to see what else is on tonight. If you have any of these issues that I'm about to say, and this is the only inversion table that we can actually talk about these issues with, in the whole world, this is it. I want you to pay attention to the next half hour. If you have back pain, sciatica, spinal degenerative joint disease, spinal curvature due to tight muscles, muscle tension. The next page is herniated disc, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, Fawcett syndrome, or muscle spasms. If you also are worried about flexibility, as with a friend of mine, John, tonight, for his whole life, he's never been able to touch his toes. Right. I'm like, even when you were like your 20s, he goes, no. And we're talking about tight handscreams. If you can't bend down, that's a flexibility issue. And if you're even not waking up with a lot of zip and zing, then chances are you need to try inversion. Now, why here and why tonight? We have the only model in 25 years we've ever put on the air. It's their latest model, and in 25 years, tonight is the lowest price they've ever offered in 25 years. So it is the very best time to pick it up right now. I will tell you, this airs for the next 24 hours. We do not have as many as we normally bring in of anything when we do a Today's Special. There really is a very limited amount. So if you're channel surfing, maybe this is the spot you're supposed to see tonight. If you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even move, or you go, oh, ow, what is that? Or you live with that constant back pain. You don't have to do that anymore. This might very well be the solution. And right now with our 5 flex pays and the amazing value you guys put together, this is shocking to me. This is such an amazing time to pick this up. Then get it while we have it available. I love midnight because I got plenty. Later on today, it's not going to be true. Now I want to show you the value again real quick. This is normally $329, so we're at $249. It's not just like $5 off, so it's a really nice big savings tonight, and we're going to show it to you as well. So normally it'd be $329. It comes with a 5-year warranty. What Riley and the team have done is they've doubled the warranty to a full 10 years. So that extra 10 years is $50. Now, I'll tell you what, you're going to be using this for years and years and years to come. I mean, years to come. That's why they were confident to give you 10 more years in the warranty. But more importantly, you wouldn't be able to do that big warranty unless the testing backed that up.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that is a huge deal because when you look at the other inversion tables in the market, none of them pass this because they use the wrong steel. We use heat-treated high-carbon steel, and you can see the testing that we go through to get this UL safety certification. That's testing the ankle closure. That's what holds you in. That's a 1,200-pound static load test. So that's a 400% safety factor. And here is a 300-pound cycling test, and they do that 30,000 times. Now, what's interesting, Susan, is the testing only had to go to 30,000, but they cycled it for 40, and then they stopped it for time. The table was perfect. My dad jumped on it. He did sit-ups. Now, the other products went through testing. Now, these are the other ones that you might be finding on the internet that have the gimmicks like the foam bed that don't make the benefits work as well. But look at this. It's even more important that they're not gonna give you the benefits, but more importantly than that, they're not safe. Look at this. They are failing. Can you see that little dash line that says safety requirement?
Yep. 30,000 cycles.
Yeah, we exceeded that. All of them failed at the equivalent of about 10% of spec value. And that is
scary.
I mean, they actually look like they were in car accidents, and it's hard to believe this, but when you are flexing steel, like you're going, it's steel, steel, steel. No, there's different values of steel. Like I said, ours is heat treated, it's high carbon, it's 73% stronger than regular steel and lasts 10 times longer. And because my dad was an aircraft engineer, that's actually his background, he worked on aircrafts, and he knew how to test out fatigue. And when you are bending steel back and forth like we are when we're inverting, you can break it. Just like a wire coat hanger, you bend it back and forth. So he knew to use heat-treated high-carbon steel, and that's why Teeter, I mean, I was, like I said, reading testimonials earlier today, and I could not believe how many people said, I upgraded my table and gave my other one that I bought 20 years ago to my son, or, you know, I mean, it was a lot of people are gifting tables they bought ages ago because they are built to last. They truly, truly are built to last.
And if you're gonna go over and sort of hang around by your ankles, you wanna get the very best. Like, guys, don't mess around. And another interesting story, I had so many. So my friends tonight were saying, hey, what are you doing tonight? I go, oh, I have that Teeter inversion cable. And Bob, who was there, he said, oh, he goes, isn't that the Cadillac? Now, we've never had this discussion about inversion tables. He goes, isn't that the Cadillac of inversion tables? And I go, you're absolutely right. And he goes, I really want the Teeter. He knew the name. He already knew. And he doesn't watch HSN very often. I wish he did, but he doesn't. He knew the name. He knew how it was so much more superior quality. I go, yes. And he couldn't believe. I said, we've got it as a one-day deal, Bob. So if you want it, you've got to get it today. And he absolutely was considering it, but he knew immediately. He goes, is that the Cadillac of inversion tables? And I said, you're 100% right. And I thought, what a fascinating conversation I had tonight.
Well, this is a family business. Like, this is all we do. This isn't something where we saw a product out there and said, that looks interesting, maybe we'll knock it off. This is something where my dad had his very life-changing experience through inversion, designed something that was better quality, easier to use, more accessible for people. And we've spent 42 years selling this product and advancing it. I mean, one of the greatest gifts for us is 25 years ago. This is our 25th anniversary on HSN.
Happy anniversary.
Getting to have the opportunity to be on Home Shopping Network and my dad to tell his story. I mean, my dad loved doing these TV shows, like walking through the studios here today and just remembering all the great moments that I've had with my dad here. And it was so, he retired from the main business years ago, but he would come here because he loved to share the story. He loved to perpetuate inversion. And we used to laugh that anybody that sat on a plane with my dad going anywhere got off buying an inversion table. I mean, seriously, he was even airlifted out of Mexico with a broken leg, and the two nurses on the plane, like, it was a femur out. It was crazy.
Oh, geez.
And that's why he was airlifted. The two nurses on the plane called me. Your dad gave me a code to get a discount. I was like, of course he did. Like, I mean, he just loved sharing this as something that helped him, and he knows it's helped so many other people.
Millions.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what's really interesting? You buy one, you say, okay, I'm gonna get it for myself, and guess what? The other people in your life, the other adults in your life, they get on it too. And then it helps them. And that's what's happened. They don't have a huge advertising campaign. You don't see them doing big, TV promotions on the football games. It's literally virtually grown to this massive successful business because of word of mouth. And it still is that wonderful family passion. And they put all that energy into bringing you the best quality, reliability. And tonight, for the very first time, we have the latest model. This is the newest at the lowest price we've ever offered a Teeter inversion table in 25 years. So do not wait. And I know a lot of you are like, well, maybe you know what? That's fine, but at least get it in your cart and check it out. If you change your mind, you can always send it back, but get it at home. You'll know from the first time you use it, you will feel a difference. You just feel lighter. You feel more relaxed. You feel like you come up from it and just go, wow, your head seems clearer after you get off of it. So this is a game changer, and it truly, truly can dramatically change your life. Not just, oh, it's okay, it's a pair of jeans or a piece of jewelry that's pretty. This is a life changer for millions of people who absolutely swear by it. Well, let's set up Teresa and Kevin. So who's Teresa and who's Kevin?
Well, Teresa is one of the first time I saw this testimonial, I sobbed, because as a mom, her son coming forward, it really makes you realize how much your own back pain and the limitations that it brings onto you impact everybody around you. And hearing him speak about his mom's back pain and her finding relief is just so heartwarming, right? This is why we do this.
All right, let's watch this.
Unfortunately, my back pain became a part of normal everyday life. I have to get up and I have to go to work. I have to take care of my son.
Whenever I would ask her if we could go to the park or play a little bit of baseball, she'd always say, oh, my back hurts, I can't do it. It made me feel sad for her.
I felt like the oldest lady in the world, which is so unfair to my son, so unfair to me. When I first saw the product on TV, I said, that makes so much sense. It just has to work. The first time I just sat there like this is great. I knew this is what it was going to feel like. I was waiting for this. releases the tension in my muscles. It helped me temporarily take that pain away by stretching myself the opposite ways that I don't normally stretch. And it's just wonderful. It does so much more than just provide back relief.
I think it's helping her. She's been helping out with my baseball team.
And now it's almost 8, 9 o'clock sometimes, and the time just flies by because me and my son are having so much fun. The Teeter was heaven sent for me. It promises you relief, and it definitely provides you with that relief.
I'm an iron worker. I've been an iron worker for 34 years now, and from when I first started, I had a bad back. When you have a bad back, you're limited. I tried everything. I got on the Teeter, and then I just got upside down, and I stretched out, and the first time I twisted, I felt like this is something right here. I felt it like just alleviating, just stretching. Now I can go out, I can go play basketball, go walking with the kids. It doesn't matter because I'm already stretched out. I'm limber. This is the best investment I ever made on my back. I'm a new person. That's what I came to be. I'm a new person. That's how I feel.
I love it that on the first one you said with Teresa, her son was so happy because she's now playing with them more and doing more things. And she said it was heaven sent. I mean, how often do you buy something and that's your reaction to it? A lot of times we buy a lot of stuff and go, well, you know, this looks kind of cute on me, whatever. Yeah. But when you say something's heaven sent, that you could tell that the last guy, Kevin, you could tell he's carrying some heavy stuff. Yeah. And just that pounding of your back, that pressure, just even walking, the results of gravity pulling down on our body has a tremendous effect. And if you're feeling it and you think, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of popping all the pills and wow, I don't know what to do, just stop right now and use our FlexPay, even if you're brand new to HSN. It's so easy. If you have a major credit card, it'll cost you $50 and you pay it off in 5 months. So you have plenty of time to pay it off. You get it at home, it ships for free because it's over $75, which means everything today will then ship for free. But get it at home. Within 30 days, if you don't absolutely love it, you can send it back, we're gonna refund your money. But we've never done a better offer than what you're getting tonight. And there's no excuse not to give yourself some relief. It is uncomfortable and your life is miserable. And if that happens day after day, I think your attitude becomes very negative. Yes. You get very depressed in certain circumstances because you're sad, because constantly it's like something gnawing at you.
There's studies on that for sure. I mean, physical pain impacts you mentally, how your clarity of thinking, and emotionally, you are less able to deal with stress. There's so much truth to that. Mm-hmm. And what I really love about what Kevin said and what so many people say is it gives them freedom. They are empowered. I can do the things I want to do, which heck, isn't that what New Year's is all about? Is getting back to doing the things that you love to do. So I really want to get into this study that was done. It was a study that was done to show the different body positions and the pressure that is in our spine. So they set a baseline at 100% in the standing body position. And we all know that there's certain things we do that are harder on the back, like bending over and picking things up. That's why they always tell you to lift with your knees. And we're gonna see this as he bends forward. And there you see it, right? This is the major loads. You can throw your back out picking something up, but this is just amazing to me. This is why they're calling sitting the new smoking, is when you sit down, your muscles relax and all that pressure is dumped into your spine. So, and if you're in bad posture, which heck, we always are, even driving you're in bad posture. Here's the real big deal though. This is why using the Teeter works, because when you go to bed at night, there's still the equivalent of 25% standing body pressure because of the muscles and ligaments. They're holding the spine in background compression. So remember, discs don't have a blood supply. They don't get their nutrition from a constant source of blood. They have to absorb their nutrition to help the discs recover. So think about it. You go to bed at night, there's 25% pressure, your discs are hungry, they wanna recover, they wanna get their nutrition. If you have degenerative disc disease or a herniated disc, this is the moment that disc is waiting for to get recovery. But it takes hours and the back's still under pressure. What we're doing by using the Teeter and why it's so effective is we're pulling traction. That study actually showed that when you pull about 60% of your body weight, the pressure in the spine gets to at or near zero. So we're simply giving the spine the chance during the day. 3 to 5 minutes is all it takes. Do it a couple times a day. The more frequently you do it is more important than the duration, because it's kind of like, you know, once it's full, it's full. You filling up a cup, you can keep pouring into it, but you're not gonna get any more in your cup. It's like inversion, you 3 to 5 minutes, you get that shot of nutrition into the desk, give them the method that they need for recovery, go back about your day, come back, do it again. I mean, it's just that simple. We're giving the body the opportunity to help itself.
Okay.
That's
now,
simple.
and again, we were talking about aging, because what happens, you know, everything. So let's talk about what happens in this video.
So this is the decompression spine animation, and what it's doing. So we have an aging one, we can pull that one up next, but this is showing the 4 ways. Why this is helping with those 10 different back pain conditions that the FDA gave us is it's targeting back pain through relaxing muscles.
Look at that.
Realigning the spine. Now that's normally an appointment you have to make to realign the spine. And then decompressing the spine. And that allows the disc to rejuvenate, but it also, when the discs get to their full height capacity, because I wanna grab the spine real quick, because this is important to understand. These are your discs. This is your spinal column, right? So all the communication between the brain and the rest of the body happens from the spinal cord that runs down the center of your spine. And then these are nerve roots. So hello, these are the things that are actually telling you you have pain. And if the disc is thin, then the space for the nerve root to exit is smaller, and the nerve gets pinched. That's sciatica. But even when you have degenerative disc disease, any of those conditions, this gets thinner. So we really want to keep the disc as thick as possible. This is also where your mobility and your flexibility is, because when discs get thin, the bones get closer together, and all of a sudden you become like Bob, your friend, who
John could not touch his feet.
Yes, cannot touch his toes. And that really equates to your ability to do a lot of things that you want to do. The reason my dad at 83 was skiing the slalom course and snow skiing and active is because his body had the mobility, the flexibility, and also afterwards the chance to recover again.
Right,
so,
right. Well, and I think here's what happens. You know, it's interesting because I think a lot of us think, well, it's just getting older. And it's not. I mean, there is answers that are out there. There's something that can help. So I do want to show, guys, if we can go back to the FDA, because this is the only unit available today, anywhere at retail, that has this cleared by the FDA. And I want to go through this list because I think it is absolutely vital to see it. Because I think that also can really kind of proves to all of us how effective this is, this specific unit. So think about this. Indicated for the following conditions. Do you have a herniated disc, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, Fawcett syndrome, muscle spasms? We got a second page, back pain, sciatica. Oh my gosh, how unnerving is that? Because that just every single minute you're experiencing it. And it's aren't you exhausted from suffering? And there's a couple more things on that list. We haven't even talked about being able to ultimately work out on this, because you can do the most amazing sit-ups when you get to that point on this. You can fully invert if you want to on this. Yes. It holds up to 300 pounds. But I always say this, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, why not try it? With our FlexPay, and that's just a major credit card, it's $50 tonight. You pay it off in 5 months. You're gonna be able to use it right away. It takes a little bit to set up. In fact, one person can set this up on their own, which is great. But here's the thing, get it at home and try it. You're gonna know the first time you use it, you will feel different. And just like brushing our teeth, I love this analogy. Why do we brush our teeth a couple times a day? Because yes, is it temporary? Sure, because I'm gonna eat in about an hour from then, right? But we do it over and over and over again because we know the long-term benefits are crucial to our overall mouth health and our body health.
Right.
This is the exact same concept. Yes, is it temporary? Absolutely. But as you mentioned, you do it a couple times a day, 3 to 5 minutes a day, and those long-term benefits are accumulative. It's just like brushing your teeth. It's my favorite analogy when I get to talk about it. But get it today. In 25 years, we've never had the latest model that they've offered at a better price. This is the lowest price in 25 years with all the upgrades on it, which is really cool. So you're getting the latest model at the lowest price in 25 years. It's never even been a today's special, and you're seeing it right now. You've got that chance to truly and dramatically change your life. Don't suffer from that stuff anymore. And if you're popping this, or maybe you're even thinking about doing something a bit more extreme, sure, you might have to do that ultimately. We're never gonna say it's gonna cure anything. You can see it on everywhere, and I will never claim that. But what if you got that relief, even if it was just for a little bit, and then day after day, you can continue to get more relief? Wouldn't it be worth trying it? And right now is the perfect time to do just that. All right, do we have another testimonial, Rocky, we wanna do? Okay, Dr. Hans? Tons, I'm sorry,
Yes,
Dr. Tons.
yes, this is a surgeon who my dad saw, and of course, like I said, my dad preaches inversion to everybody, and he went crazy over this. He bought so many as gifts, and he became one of our biggest advocates.
I love this one too. All right, let's watch this.
The discs that sit here are like shock absorbers we have on the car. So when you get up in the morning, you may be 6'1". When you go to bed at night, you're actually about 6'1½". You lose 1/4 to 1/2 inch of height as these shock absorbers get squeezed and the water comes out of them. Then when you're asleep, they rehydrate. One of the advantages, I think, of Roger's device is that you can do this during the day too and give yourself kind of a break from the constant pressure on your back and on these shock absorbers to allow them to rehydrate by taking all the pressure off and letting them have some freedom. People that get on a standard routine and do it again and again do far better than people that go for 3 weeks of therapy and then re-injure again in a year, go for 3 weeks therapy. A daily routine, which is what Roger's recommending, I think is a very good way of getting your back in great shape so that as we stay vertical for our lives, we don't start breaking down later on.
All right, now we do want to talk about the aging spine because, well, we're all aging. Nobody can escape that.
That's true, because it's so much more than back pain. I mean, everybody understands why you'd want this once you have back pain, but if you are just getting older, which we all are, this is a great way to maintain your figure, because as we get older, we all know we lose height. And what that means is that your body is still the same mass and it gets shorter, it bulges out in the center. But more importantly than your body shape change is the fact that as we get shorter, it's all in the disc. So as they get thinner, you lose mobility, flexibility, the ability to be active, your ability to have a great golf game or play tennis. Yes, exactly.
Or even, you know what, even getting down on the floor with the grandkids.
Yes, I mean, just about everything that you want to do, even just walking through the mall and going on trips or anything. That's really true. Comes down to needing your flexibility. And as you were saying, so many athletes, so many people understand this. Like we just had another person post, he's famous actor and wrestler, him in his home gym, and there in the background is the inversion. Is the Teeter. And so it really is something that so many people understand. When you care about your health, you don't just work out for your heart and eat healthy for your weight, but you have to take care of your joints. They are the thing that tends to give out first, and they're the things that put you on the sideline. So
now we got a couple things we want to show you because this is included. Plus there's a really unique app that we want to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the biggest thing about Teeter, besides our exceptional quality, being the only ones that are UL safety certified, the only ones that are FDA registered for all those conditions. But we really take the time to make sure that the education is there. So we have a read or watch. So if you don't want to go through this, we have great videos that you can just click to. But more importantly, we have an on-demand app. So many products are doing that now, but charging you a fee. Ours is 100% free. You don't ever have to put in a credit card. We have all sorts of things from assembly to goal-specific classes. If you have sciatica and you want to know what stretches are going to help you target that, you can cue this up. So
it's great. It really is. Yeah.
Support is there.
I do. So it's really comprehensive. And again, you can put this together yourself. You don't need help. If you get help, great. But one person can put this together, so no worries there. But as we just kind of wrap up this hour, I really want you to take a moment and just think about about what's going on in your life. You know, do you want a happier, healthier new year? We all would love that. You know, I think sometimes, Riley, we go, oh, I'm getting older. It's just a sign of aging. No, there's answers out there. And I really sincerely hope you'll try this tonight. Because if you're suffering from any of that big long list that we showed multiple times, then there is an opportunity to do something different. If you're popping the pills all the time, maybe you want to try this. If you're thinking about going to extreme measures, maybe you want to try this. Check with your doctor. You'll probably be thrilled that you're trying it. But here's your opportunity today to get the latest model at the lowest price we've ever done in 25 years with 5 flex pay and, of course, with free shipping tonight as well. Riley, I got to say goodbye to you. Thank you for starting out our New Year's so well.
I am so happy to be here, and Happy New Year to you.
And so good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
And again, stay right there on the line. If you can go to .com, it's a couple of clicks and you can get this even if you're brand new to HSN. But as we wrap this up, next hour we're heading into more healthy living ideas. But first, I want you to watch a couple more testimonials and stay with me. I've got some great items coming up next hour I'd love you to see.
When I was in back pain, I felt like an old man. Simple everyday things that we just take for granted, I couldn't do. The Teeter inversion table just lets your body and gravity take you to where you're supposed to be. All it is, it's you, a table, and gravity. I mean, come on, it's an easy recipe here. It's a no-brainer. I use it every single day. I went to my 40th high school reunion, and I went in, I said, my gosh, look at all these old people here. And I've never looked backwards ever since. All of a sudden, the old Mark is back again.
Trip to Chicago and bending down, putting something in my suitcase, and wham. I was this healthy, blah, 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 however old person, and now I'm this like person with back pain. And it's like, it was a very helpless, demoralizing, depressing feeling, you know? Like, I used to think I could do anything. Since I've had my Teeter, I don't think of my back pain. It's been really amazing. You know, you're doing that stretching because you have the gravity and it's pulling you down. It's so easy. It is this smooth, just seamless machine. Having my back feel good on a regular basis is priceless. You know, age is just, it really is just a number. It's how you feel. You know, I feel like, hey, you know, I can be in my dance class with the 20-somethings and feel good again, you know.
Isn't that awesome? And guys, this is how easy it is because I know we're really, really busy at this point.